See, Bitok.
And also, you'll also pick that.
You know, I talked about the skill-based knowledge, the art of doing.
Yeah.
And I used two examples of people. Bernard Joroge studied water engineering, higher national diploma. But now he is very good at interior design, managing a construction, because I told him to refocus.
Yeah.
This is what you are good at. Please forget about those
papers, yeah.
I'm not sure he can, if you give you a CV, and I'm not sure he will ever want to be in that sector again. Then I used an example, maybe you read on my Facebook wall, of a graduate who studied food science, went abroad, learning about the desiccation, drying up of starches, came to Kenya, started doing the business, but collapsed within 2 years. Because, and I will mention, Kenya Bureau of Standards gave him some papers. Weights and measures is under the Ministry of Trade. Again, they never responded to his request on how he should label and pack his goods. Okay? And counterfeit as an authority. Okay? Also give him some papers. So all these authorities were there. Okay? About 4 of them. National Construction Authority, because they told him he can't run the cottage industry from a residential outfit. 400,000, 200 he got from a foreign donor who had come to Kenya. The foreign donor has since left Kenya for Rwanda. Yes. I did some work, forensic work for them to identify why this business, 27 out of 40, collapsed. Now, you need to get that these authorities and this government bureaucracy is so obsessed with the papers that even as you want to do, leave alone employment, even the small-time business, there is no recourse to this person can do and let's hold his hands.
Yeah.
It's all about paperwork. People who are telling you, pack these things in this manner, they are the ones who should be looking for you to help you.
Yeah.
But they are very idle bureaucrats sitting in the office. They never responded. The day they came and closed his business, he got a court order against them. Then they sent another agency. Actually, this time they sent out counterfeit. They said he's counterfeiting. These products are not known. They're not registered. They closed. He left. He went back to Kisii. He's from Kisii.
Yeah.
He knew that the farmers there have a lot of bananas, sweet potatoes. So he had decided to slice them, dry them, and preserve food. The MDG, the MDG goals that the UN agency was supporting, what mainly in Africa is about preservation of food. Aren't we wasting food because we can't preserve it?
Yeah.
He came up with an idea. The business is closed because everybody is looking for makaratasi. Let's now go to employment. Just the other day we had, is it one of the agencies of government? An officer served from 2001 for 17 years. She was charged.
Human resource manager.
Okay? As being the human resource manager. Let us ask ourselves one question. Since she served at the job for 17 years.
That's a lifetime.
Without being detected.
Not that mistake, yes.
And they did not have a problem. Then isn't she more qualified than the ones with PhD?
Yes. Now they have not realized that she's not efficient because she doesn't have a paper.
For the paperwork.
Yeah.
Now you just realized.
Yeah.
But are you going to invalidate? That's even the question we should be asking ourselves. So everything that was done under her name and authority, is it going to be invalidated because she was not qualified? That's a question we should be asking ourselves.
There was the other doctor in Tindri, and in fact, women used to really praise him.
Yes.
They said it was a very good guy at midwifery.
Yes.
He treated people. There's nobody who died in Tindri because of that doctor.
And this is when you talked about apprenticeship. Some of the things I do and learn, and that's why I read very widely. I was employed the first time by an advocate, an old man. He told me this, that I don't employ people because I know everybody has a law degree. And he told me, when I was interviewing you, I was looking for something. I was looking for something. Not the papers.
Yeah.
And later on, I asked him, what were you looking for? Later on in life. Now, in the people I went to do apprenticeship with in that class, we have a professor and another PhD holder. He did not employ them after their time, but he gave them an opportunity. Later on, he told me, but I hired you and another colleague and another one 3 of us. Later on, he told me, let me tell you why I hired you. Because you are among the very few lawyers I have listened to who can articulately even explain to people in Kikuyu language what that court thing needs. And since I have a lot of clients from there, those ones are your forte. You explain to them. You can explain to those people who never went to school. Please explain to them how this thing is done. Because he asked me, what did you learn? What did you write in your thesis? And I told him, so you understand this. Explain to me now. Okay, can I call my partner? You explain to us in Kikuyu. Now he said, then that is your constituency. So I have an added
advantage. Skill.
So would I have just been hired because I have a law degree?
No.
Then
in fact, the skill that is not supported by a paper was the blessing to the skill that is supported by the paper.
Yes. You get now the difference.
You remind me now.
And now he would tell me, one of his major clients, an old man who had a lot of property, would come and he would tell me, it is you to take Mzee to the bank. So I would go with that Mzee, fill in the paper, come to the office. He would even call me from the golf club and tell me so and so is there. You are the only one who sits with him to discuss. Please sit with him. Not even in the office where we were doing the studying. In my office, so I would go to the red carpeted office, sit behind the seat and talk with the old man. And he would come and tell him, Mr. So-and-so, hii kijana, he knows maneno mingi. No, he would also now go ahead and teach me a few things. And, I could see the difference, And then I learned. So it's not just about the paper. It's not just about
the paper.
And this is the focus has been our greatest undoing. Some of the people who've done great business in this country, what PhD in business did the late Jenga Karume have?
None.
What PhD in business did Mzee Kirima have?
None.
Okay? We lost a lot of people who have gone down with their knowledge. With their knowledge. A lot of people wrote books about the late Daniel Troy, teacher of Moi. I sometimes wished, because I had occasion to serve under his government when proper Securitat was really the Securitat of the country. And I know a few things that were happening which would make our country very secure. I just wished he would have sat down and told somebody, this is the way I did it. Did you know that police wake up at 4 o'clock to do a morning call-up? Morning?
Call-up.
That's what it means to be an OCS. Do you know when that started? With the old man. Because by 5 o'clock, when he wakes up, he would want statistics. Where was a security problem? In Moyale, Marsabit, Garissa. So these guys learned to wake up, not just to talk about who they arrested, even about the security. The same thing is repeated in other installations of security. So everybody is, I was a duty officer. I have my statistics right. That even if I was required to deploy 1,000 men, I have 900 standby. You get? We all know that these things may have failed and a few things happened along the way. But you would have to get, is it that he went to school to learn that you can do it that way?
Application of common sense.
Application of common sense. I've already given examples of my friend Kimaro who makes food color and only him knows how it is done. And we have debated even as late as December how he will reduce that into writing. And he told me he has no time for that. Because the professors, all they want to do is learn his formula, then sell it to other people, and he loses his business. He's not going to do that. Let me shock you, Bitok. Maybe you did know. Because I like to study the business people in this country. The richest or the man with the largest business in Gikomba in Kenya today, this Gikomba here, did not go beyond class 7. You didn't know that.
I know.
He did not go beyond.
Can we get these people?
Yes.
Can you ask them to come out of this finding? I
He
mean,
did
we
not go
need
past
to make these stories
7.
human.
Yet he is one of those people. I know he does not do business with government. He does his own business. You sit with him, he tells you how he ran away from home, hiked a lift in other people's cars, came and became a tout. because of the traditional issues of his culture, had to be carted from Nairobi to go home and go through circumcision, because in his community it is a must. Then be brought back to Nairobi after healing, became a tout, started owning mikokotenis, the ones I've talked, leasing them out.
Practical, simple, common sense application of knowledge.
And I say this because he has offspring who are in my profession. Okay? And I know he's climbed up. He's a billionaire who is he can teach you how to make the billion, not how to use it. How to
make it.
Yeah, see, that's the first thing he tells people. I know how to make money, but I will never teach you how to use it. The people who use it are his children.
Wow.
not the
So wale wakusema I started my chicken business with one feather.
Eric, you listen to him, you know, and he is grateful to even those who give today. The people he expresses gratitude to is not the professionals who are helping him or the banks. It is the people who gave him an opportunity and trusted him to collect fare kwa matatu. Okay, because they believed in him, because you talked about believing. And how did he manage? Because they also knew that if I give this man, he is my tout, my money will get home.
Can be trusted.
He can be trusted. Okay? And even when they knew that the matatu business is down, he would even tell this man that, Mzee, do you know that now people are collecting garbage using mkokoteni? So if you buy 10, you know you have the money. He does not have the money. The person who agreed to get with him into that business later left the business to him. So you have town. How do people collect garbage in some areas? Using that mkokoteni, that trolley.
Practical business.
Practical business.
Common sense.
So these people can have PhDs in business. But who do we gift in even the universities? When our universities are doing convocations and giving people PhDs, 100 PhDs, who do they gift? Past the very fact that you go to class 7, although you are a billionaire, you can actually fund those universities.
True.
They will not even invite you.
Even buy one.
Even buy one.
Yeah.
You get.
Yeah.
And this is now where we need to change the mindset. How did the late Honorable Kirema get into the meat business and almost control it in the CBD?
That needs to be studied.
Has somebody...
and that has been a concern for me, Captain, that the literature, you talked about the philosophy in education, and when I look at books that we read, if you go to the best libraries in this Nairobi belonging to very prominent universities, the content thereof is completely foreign. I would, for example, want to study that Kirema business. I would want to study businesses, practical businesses in this country that have gone down, for example, and be able to see what fundamentals went wrong, so that the next generation of business people, and I am one of them, can be able to build up on the mistakes that the previous generation has made. But all this knowledge gets lost. You know, it just comes on the media, this business is going down, blah, 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 and before you know it, that story is packed on the side. We pick another story of a business that is going down, and we do not necessarily pick the lessons so that we can be able to learn from them. What do we need to do?
It's because there's something you said. We like laughing at ourselves. When a local business collapses, for example, if there's a supermarket, it's not just that person who loses. It is the suppliers, the workers, the people whose space was rented.
Our own self-confidence as a society
our self-confidence
gets threatened. But we cannot take it beyond this level.
We cannot do it. So we need a foreign retail chain to come and help us. And the reason why this is getting down is because unless somebody, for example, is a politician, is a thief, stole, it's not a useful story. It's not a useful story. You perhaps wanted to ask me how, if I could use the knowledge to write a thesis on large systems, traditional large systems, how did I get it? I was lucky to find my great-grandmother. And she had a lot of stories to tell me how they would go dance from Mzee Kenyatta. So one point I told my great-grandmother, you know, I don't know how long he will live. And I'm the second eldest great-grandchild. And I have gone to school. I will come with a book and we write the things you are telling me. Yes, and I recorded them.
Wow.
They are still in shorthand in my writing. But I use that knowledge up to this day. Because she would tell me this. Right now, every Saturday, in my Facebook, I'm running a column on Kikuyu culture writing and even poems. How did I learn the words? Because she would explain to me what this word means. And we spent a lot of hours. She would get tired, even sleep during the interviews. I could not manage to buy a recorder. So the only thing I could write it by shorthand.
Yeah.
But I gathered that knowledge. And sometimes I'll sit with some of my uncles and even disagree with them on some of the issues, even when it comes to issues of culture, and tell them that I confirmed this from your own grandmother, because you are now my uncle. This is what she said, and say, I think, because that knowledge will get lost, and nobody is recording it. Nobody is recording even on the medicinal plants. But foreigners will come and pick them, and that's why they have the audacity to tell us that they even have discovered whales at Watamu. But the fishermen are saying there, we already know it exists. But now somebody did not go and take photographs and perhaps put it in a blog. Something that tells me, which you asked us about what young men can do and women. How many of these to even preserve knowledge? The knowledge around them. The knowledge around them. Very few. Very few. Do you want to walk around with a brown envelope? It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. You know, it's okay not to do a dirty job. Don't do it. A dirty job. It's not easy, as you see, sitting with a person who is in their 90s going to 100 and listening to them. They talk slowly, but you have to be patient. You have to be patient. The strike of the universities in the 90s, in the mid-90s, that is a period I used to sit down with her. We were home almost 1 year to sit down and write those things and document those things. Sometimes I flip through them and say, wow, I had even forgotten some of them, some of the words. Because this is what you're saying. Who sits down, even in Gashie, okay, there will be that person who failed. And there is also that person who succeeded. Get the both sides and then put it together. That's the knowledge we need. We have industry captains in this Kenya. We know some people who succeeded in the media. We will not mention them because they are his competitors. But some of them tried.
You should use me as an example. I've succeeded in it.
Tried, failed, isn't it? Now he is succeeding. But along the way, now when you succeed, people will come and tell you, let us get into strategic alliances. That person may be a warning to you and tell you, no. The reason I almost failed is because of those enticements. Yes, enticements. Okay? I can tell you people who've told me their stories, people who've succeeded. Others go to a point where somebody told them, now, look, now that you're succeeding, let me come and inject this capital
that you need
in it. But that person was never interested in helping your business grow. What they were actually interested is owning your business. And one of the persons told me that, looking back, I did not need the money that I was lent. I had already made my name by a unique business. Okay. Apparently that person is also in marketing stroke media. Okay, that's where they started. And they had a very unique business. But somewhere somebody came along the way and told them, no, we can give you this money. But they
come when the cow is producing milk now.
So now it's already a cash cow. Now
they don't want the heifer.
They don't want the heifer. No. So that is how that person went down. And when they went down, we were very easy to laugh at them. And that is a person who told me that second chances work, because now they are retrying. They are retrying. But I can also tell you they were blacklisted, which takes us to those things of help. Now, for you to clear the loan in the help, you are looking for a job or even a business in this country. You'll get a PIN number. Sometimes you'll be told to get even consultancy. You need to produce that help. You need a KRA clearance. You will also need a CRB clearance. Let's look at it this way. I talked about our people now borrowing from the mobile apps. These are startups. If 50 of them are collapsing at the second year, where are they listed?
True.
In the CRB. Now let's go to help. If somebody is going to wait to look for a job, how long will it take you to get a formal job? I personally did not get
Yeah.
permanent employment
Yeah.
for a very long time.
Yeah.
I was employed on contract, 6
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
So these people
And your qualifications are not
and these
basic.
people told
Your
me
qualifications
that,
are good.
Yeah, these people told me that if you want us to be doing health business, that you do on your side. You pay that loan on your side. In our payroll system, payroll administration, we have no place for deductions to government bodies except NHIF and NSSF. Anything else is your business. Actually, they were very clear.
The vote head does not
Anything
exist.
about SACCO, anything about HELB is your business. Then, of course, later on, HELB changed the law to require them. But they still said, after 6 months, we give you a letter that you are not an employee, so they cannot come after us.
Yeah.
And that is the way somebody has arranged their business.
The system,
and I did that employment for 3.5 years that way. So when was I going to pay the HELB loan?
Yeah.
So, of course, now I had to be ingenuine to find a way of paying. Was there M-Pesa to pay?
No.
You needed to go and queue in a bank. Which employer will give you a whole time to go and queue in a bank to pay?
So
even
to be compliant,
even to be compliant for our time was very difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, it's only now things have become easy with mobile money systems, but that time it was very difficult. Now people are listed there, so that means people are tied there; they can't move. Talk about second chances. We had young people who supplied the beds, which even the head of state was involved, isn't it? What did one of the big persons in government say? That we cannot buy those beds because that person is a criminal. Really? We talk. Kenya prisons is one of the best places where you can learn carpentry.
True.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So why are we learning that carpentry if the person who went there and learned the skill comes outside and we cannot buy
even live alone
and for me as a student of psychology,
number plates in the country come from
the question is, even this person who is a criminal, and they should not be, is part of the society. And we, as the people holding the higher moral ground, we should be the people asking ourselves, how do we rehabilitate this person back to productive, just life? And work is the only route. So if this person has started to produce beds, I'm sorry to cut you short, it already means that they are already rehabilitating themselves. Now they are saying, I don't want to steal from anybody. I want to produce problems for the society and they pay me for it.
You know, well, I am happy that the PS Interior intervened.
Yeah.
But Bitoka have said before, you know, people high up that way need not intervene. He is too senior to intervene. Before intervening, perhaps those juniors of his should have been addressed to explain.
And I think that was more of a damage control mechanism.
Yes, but you see that junior person, that arrogance. You get that arrogance. Looking down on the person. Maybe the person got into crime because they did not have the means. Now you've taken them to a place where they've learned a life skill. They come and apply the life skill. Now you call them criminals.
And
really?
That person should actually get a presidential award.
Yes, you know, because
to encourage other criminals also to change.
You've changed. You're using this skill now to make a life. And this is, when you talked about second chances, our society has a way of condemnation. If you make a mistake, if you make a mistake, you will be condemned. Nobody will think about what else you can do. Okay? There are people who have failed in politics. They have left. They have gone to business. They have succeeded. But the person will still remind you, where hukuchaguliwa.
Ulianguka.
Where ulianguka.
Yani mwanguki.
Ni mwanguki. You know? There are also people who say, let me give you an example, a man I like to use, because he is an industry captain. You know, he produces a juice, Mr. Kimani Rogendo. There are other things he makes people don't know. He makes articles, which I also sold to the military forces. That's how I came to meet him.
Wow.
Because I decided to go to his industry in Karen. And that is where, you know, these cane sticks that are worn by military people, salute, he produces them.
The ones that shine.
There, yes. And so I went there and I saw it because we were going around to see the suppliers. Others I will not mention, they are not local. Let me mention that because he's a Kenyan. He has been a contestant in Nairobi, Dagoretti. Has he won the seat? Isn't he one of the people who attends presidential functions to talk about business in this country? He is, I know that. Because he has succeeded. Because that is where his calling is.
True.
So I would actually challenge, I still call him Mheshimiwa, Honorable Kimani Rugendo, tafadhali andika kitabu tell the young people that failing in that one sector did not stop you from succeeding. And now you can sit at the high table, even with the other captains of industry and with the head of state to advise on issues of business, because that is where your calling is. How many politicians are in this country? 1450 MCAs, 724 nominated, that's around 2,100. Okay? Then you have members of parliament, 416, that goes to 2,500. 47 governors and deputy governors, that's 94.
Yeah.
That takes you to 2,600.
Yeah.
Then add the senators, 47, around 2,650, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, we are talking about 2,700 people. So how can we fit in all that space?
True.
So I don't want to be a politician. I want to do other things.
Yeah. We can serve the economy.
We can serve the economy and make our society better.
Yeah.
Because that is also something I like to tell our young people. Everybody who makes small money wants to be an MP. The other day I was telling people in the presence of a CS in my village, and I told him, I am so impatient with people who don't keep time that I am not sure I can manage politics. And I told him, Mheshimiwa and even the MP, please don't worry. When you see me doing things here for the youth, don't worry about your seats and your political interests. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
If I can serve people in other capacities, that is what I would rather do. And I do it. Okay? I want to try. I'm involved in management of a circle. I have seen that circle grow from 460 million in 2014. By 2019, we hit 2 billion in 5
years.
Yes. But some people did not almost believe that it can happen.
Yeah.
They did not believe it can happen. It can happen. Now you move to tier 2 of the big circles.
Yeah.
Now other players come in. They want to manage you, but they don't know the journey you've walked.
Yeah.
Okay, I am proud to be associated with those institutions. Not because, in politics you may only affect a few people, but in business, if you run a good business institution and it is managed, how many people earn from it?
True.
Directly and indirectly. And that is where I would want the people to focus on. I am using the example of Mheshimiwa Kimani Rugendo because I know. I have seen people also write that, there are also runs. Wangoho Nganga, Kimani Rugendo. No, but you are forgetting. Why are you using that when he can employ those people who are writing the media? He can even buy their media house.
Yeah.
You see the difference. And this is what we need to think about. Can somebody go talk to him and tell him, sir, please let us record your success. And let's not get any just type of journalist. Let's get a journalist who has studied economics or accounting, so that he can explain to you and you can relate the terms to the way he has run his business, because he has succeeded. And I also know he sponsors another entity where I sit as a voluntary board member, and he's one of the major donors.
Philanthropic work.
Those are the people we should be celebrating. But in this country, celebrate politics. When somebody fails in other things, we call them names. When somebody doesn't succeed in that politics, we look down on them. No. 20 at most, if you add the hangabouts of politicians, 2,800 men and women can fit into that sector.
47, and they have to be paid by the rest of the people who are working in the other parts of the economy.
So who actually should we have more celebrate more? It is business. Because remember, every 100 shillings you make, that belongs to government. And you have no choice. You have no choice.
Alright. Naona masaa yetu endelea kuisha. This story is very nice. Kanashika lakini sasa inabidi tukakate, lakini kabla tujaenda next week nataka tuongelee vitu mbili. There's something that have come up. Today I've been really doing a lot of observation. I think I need to do this more. Next week, I want to talk about on Monday. Let's talk about the transition of business. You've mentioned about the people like the Kirimas. You've mentioned the Ujamaa wa Maka, Njenga Karume. There are also other prolific business people who started business from nothing, without school, without nothing. Let's talk about the industries like in the trading. People used to sell sweets and ended up building multi-billion enterprises where they sell. What is the transition? Where these people end? Where does it begin again from that point? How do we transition this business? How do we take up the knowledge to ensure that it comes to us, that we can continue running this chain? The other thing is, what happens when you fail? Businesses come and fail.
True.
When you fail, what happens? When you talk about second chance, okay, where do you start from it? theory is okay. We say the God of second chances, hallelujah. Mungu atakupea nafasi ingine, utafufuka kama Yesu. But the reality on the ground is different. How do we rise from? Because since we've all probably done something that you failed at and started up again, how do you pick from there? Another thing, we want to see that lady you're telling us about.
Yes.
I want you to bring her on Monday, if possible. I want us to humanize these stories. Let people see that these are things that are really practical. Someone can do this, and also they can also come out and do these things. How do you confront failure? How do you run from it? How to transition the knowledge that we have and we move to the next point? I think that's what we need to pick on from on Monday. But before we go on, to give you an opportunity, each one of you, to throw in your thoughts. I think, Eric, you've also been doing a lot of oration today. I want to give you an opportunity to speak, then we'll give it to Wanderi.
Good. I think I have learnt a lot from Captain. I could not have had better company this morning, Bitok. Thank you for bringing him along. I'm looking forward to the next conversation on Monday. Just to encourage the people out there to keep trying. As Captain has said, you build credibility by doing and by being trustworthy. I think he has talked very deeply about character. And I think we are living in a society where we value intellectual knowledge more than the values of the character that is driving the head that is carrying that intelligence. I think it's a big challenge for us to be trustworthy out there. If you promise to deliver something to somebody, even if it is worth 1 shilling or 10 shillings, you've got to follow through and make sure you do it. And tomorrow, you will be trusted with 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion by building your credibility retro by retro every single day. Thank you so much. And have a great
I think that's also something we need to look at. Resilience. How does it feel being in the same place every day? You know, like valuing valuing the strength of capital. A shilling at a time, a cent at a time. You know, the patience that our old folks used to have. Unapata mtu anauza kitu kiosk, nauza anapata shilingi 10, anaweka, it grows. Young people these days, they want overnight success. We call ourselves the microwave generation. You want to put it in, plug in, utoe tukule. You know, I wonder if even this generation wachemushange githeri, wanaenda supermarket wananua yenye iko tayari. They cannot sit. Hawezi kaa mahali na ngoje githeri hivi mpaka ikuje ikarango for 6 hours.
The virtue of patience.
Yes, our mothers used to weka githeri hapo kabla jenda kwa shamba, ameweka githeri kwa muda, nakwambia wacha nirudi nipate githeri imeungua. You know, it was a sense of patience in terms of growth and showing that you build something that's very sustainable. There's something you've seen. There's a culture of quick wins. Especially where we are right now, around Kilimani area. You know, you hear people have been killed, watu wamepigana risasi, sijui someone is being looked for because alienda kadanganya mwingine kuna gold, sijui nini. There is a sense of overnight success, you know, the desire to see things happening. Kuna kitu kingine pia umesema hapo, someone makes small money, you want to be an MP. Pesa kidogo tu, nataka kwa mbunge. Pesa kidogo, ama unataka kwa MCA. And then you come back again after you failed, you come back depressed, and you can't even find a place to pick from where you left it. There's also the strength of starting back again. How does it feel to start over? You know, it's easy to be where you are, but starting over, you've built something, you got into a place where maybe you're living in Lavington, you're living in Kilimani, then suddenly it's all in the ashes. You have to go back to Eastlands or to Kayole. You have to start from scratch again. Where do you get the leverage and the courage to start again and look at people in the face that you're interacting with to tell, you know, guys, I failed, but I'm trying again. You know, what courage does it take to do that? So I think those are concepts that we need to pick up next week as we move forward. We can try and build some momentum. But I'll give you something to speak.
Arabi talk. There is no dignity in poverty. Poverty is very dehumanizing. And it can really make you feel like you do not exist. I never mentioned where I went to high school. Because before I went to that school, I believed my father had everything. But that school taught me and reminded me that there is a difference of classes of people. I don't mention it. I've only been back to that school twice since I left. One time because I could not avoid it because I needed to pick my papers. The other time because there was a very important function which was then the person who was a guest of honor is the current president when he was the Minister of Finance and Deputy Prime Minister. And I happened to be working under that ministry, and there was almost a directive that those who are with him need to accompany, but I did not like that place. That's why I know what poverty is and how it can dehumanize a human being and really make you get off the rails. And this is the things we are talking about. How do we get these people into this system? Number one is to even use kindness and words and respect and honor. Let us honor work. If somebody is not, if my cousins are looking after cows and selling milk and they are not begging me, then they are dignified.
Yeah.
In fact, when we meet,
Talk as equals.
we talk as equals because I will ask him. And I see even their spouses, how they talk to me. That they know that I have helped. And I will never mention their names. I will not even tell the others that I assisted so and so, even if it is my own brother, because I want to dignify that person. So I also dislike the culture where, and this is something I want to dissuade even those of us who think they want to run for political seats. Please don't use people's, misfortune to advance your image.
Yeah.
No. It is wrong.
Yeah.
It is uncultured. It is wrong. And this is where you see people want to say, donate this. Why, if you are donating to people, why do you have to come and show them in social media? Why don't you do it? Tenda wema, nenda zako.
So.
Okay? Tenda wema, nenda zako. You don't have to broadcast it. I have been in that situation where somebody said, I will only donate to you when I was in high school if I agree to take pictures and go to the media. My own father said no. Yes, and I respect him for that. He said he would rather sell everything he holds, but his son is not going to the media to feed the ego of people with very little humanity, because that is what the people who do that have. They have very little humanity. It is like displaying another human being in a zoo. There's no difference between you and the whites who came and dehumanized our people and took them to abroad to put them in a zoo. When you are displaying, it's a culture that we need to dislike. Then we need to dignify work. When you said that somebody anaweza shuka, there are many things I would say I have done here in my life. If I told some people, they would still ask me if they see me in a suit. Are you sure? But yes, I have done them because that is what gave me bread, put bread on my table. That is what we need to dignify. First person to trust me with employment is a man who still studies in my CV, Mr. Ephraim Gadhaya. He was the Secretary of Red Cross before Abbas Gulet. He told me that he has people doing trenches to put his napier grass for his cows in the village. But he said, because you are the most educated among these guys, you take charge and you come with a stake to measure how they are doing. You get Bito? Didn't I know that I was a second year student, that I could not dig the holes like the others? But I dug with them, but I was given the responsibility to drop. That stake needs to drop down so that hole is now complete. Do you think I also stayed there supervising them? I dug. Because if he was going to pay me for supervising, I can also earn an extra coin by digging even for 2-3 holes in a day.
Yeah.
And since he then told me, because you have proved yourself, I will hold your hand. Some of these things you hear, I am sitting in this board. He was one who would tell me that there is needed somebody here. This is a person I approve, because he learned a long time ago that he can trust me. Did I cheat him on the number of holes that were dug?
No.
Did I cheat him that so and so dug a proper hole? No. He inspected and knew that I supervised his work properly. He paid my dues and then decided to hold my hand. This is a challenge I'm giving to the young people, that you can go down and you can start from the lowest point in life, and you can do anything which is dignified. Yes, I knew I was a second year law student, but I was there kushiba mashimo ya kupada nyasi. So
that has not stopped you
that
from
did
being
not
who you
stop
are.
me from being what I am. But the problem we have is we have people walking around here with papers and thinking that everybody else who is doing something else is a nobody, is nothing. No, let us respect the hustles of everybody. Let us dignify work. Any person who does not beg money from you, if he is using wheelbarrow to sell banana, okay. If he is using mukoteni, okay. If he is driving his taxi, okay. If he is with his boda, okay. The boda will one day become a taxi cab. The taxi cab will one day become a matatu. That guy could be the next biggest transporter.
Let me celebrate somebody now that Captain has brought it to my mind. One of my best customers last month, Bitok, is a guy who was my barber about 10 years ago.
Kinyozi.
He used to shave me somewhere in Kiambu. And last month, he bought a vehicle from me worth over 2.5 million shillings. And the young man did not take a loan to buy that car. The young man is actually running his own furniture shop somewhere on Thika Road called Dollar Furnitures. His name is John. He's a gentleman I would want you to Dollar Furniture is very popular on Instagram. He's doing a fantastic job, and he has employed quite a number of people making the furniture, people transporting the furniture. I see him working hard every day on social media, and I'm like, this is a great example to other young people.
But he has no PhD.
He has no PhD.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wow. That has been a conference. So, I mean, let's have this lady on Monday. Yes. Then next Monday, we have a dollar guy. He come and tell us about the journey. Let's humanize these stories.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's make people see it. So, and there's something that I like that you've said is retire your ego. We have a lot of ego as young people. You walk around with your ego. And you have nothing.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning, get in the streets and come and take tea. Unamaliza chai in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Kaa chini na kunywa chai. Then you go back in the evening. Retire your ego. You know, retire your ego. Start working. Retire your ego. Start building something.
Arabic talk.
Yeah?
You know, these egos, they are nothing. They are no. You have a lot of people walking shells, empty shells.
Yeah.
They have nothing. And you talked about the psychology. You know, people who cannot work.
Yeah.
You know, they want a job, but they cannot work.
They cannot work. They can't do the job. And I will want
not
captain.
the job.
Yeah.
They want a job.
Yeah.
You know, a job in a sense of Kenyans is where I sit
and get money.
Somebody thinks for me, puts his capital, then I receive pay.
Yeah.
But I can't work.
Yeah.
You know, working is converting ideas into money. I've talked about somebody from Kinyozi.
Into holding a multi-million enterprise. Thank you guys. Masaa zimetuacha tumepitia karibu dakika 10 na kitu. Thank you so much guys for tuning in. I want to comment Abubakar Abdullahi. This guy is talking sense material for presidency and top executive position in government. Na ile naona amepiga makofi hapo. Abbas Njuguna somebody today in South and looks down upon wheelbarrows and mkokotenis because he has a fleet of lorries in transport sector and imagines he's a very successful person. Interestingly, he says he was once using mkokotenis. I know that's what he's talking about, but anyway. Don't mention. Mushai Wanga says following conversation I really learned. I've really learned a lot. Sema, God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Pauline Cherop, the captain has told us a lot. Thank you. Mpwani Mpo anasema anaangalia. Asante Nelson. Great conversation na Rabitoksa. He's a smart guy. Asante sana. It's a good morning. Good morning all the way from Ghana. Thank you so much. Pauline Cherop, God's second chance is never in vain. Abbas Juguna, someone had the appetite to import the beds and made billions in profit. It's only that his mission backfired. Pauline Cherop, rehabilitated back to society, not condemned in mambo ya criminals. Walter Nyakwar, Veron Conversation Bitok, thanks for bringing these guys here. Thank you. Pauline Cherop, resilience is found boring. Yeah, young people find resilience boring. Why should I be sitting here? John Kaemba, doing business with the people, the public guarantees your returns. You can trust the people and not the government. All right. Asante sana. Thank you so much for always tuning in, guys. We really appreciate it. It was a pleasure having you again. Kaniwa Kaniru Semis Captain Wanderi is very inspirational. All right. Thank you. We hope to see you again on Monday. We pick up the common sense conversation. We are going to have that lady, Rafiki Wanderi hapa akuja tuambie vitu inakaje kwa ground. You know, away from the true conversation that we have. Kwa ground vitu inakaje. What does it take to build this thing? I hope to see you again tomorrow on Monday on Common Sense. But tomorrow again we have our programs as usual, Monday to Friday. Tomorrow we have economist Devin D. We hope to see you again tomorrow, guys. Take care. This is The Tackle, and The Tackle ends now. Bye-bye and take care. Bye-bye.